To start off, we are going to be priming our face using my Nivea Men Post Shave Balm.
You were what they're feeding on, so what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you? So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you?
And next, I'm going to go ahead and go in with some concealer. This is by Maybelline, and it's in the shade 15 Fair. And then I'm just gonna buff that in with my beauty blender. And then we can go on to foundation. I'm using my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte in the shade 101 Classic Ivory. And once again, I'm just going to blend that in using my damp beauty blender. And to set the face, I'm going to be using my Elle Prime and Stay Finishing Powder in Translucent.
Where you from? You might be the one who's running things. Well, you can bring it.
And then after that, I am going to be using my Bare Minerals Matte Powder Foundation in the shade Fair. And I'm just going to apply that all over the face really, really lightly with a nice fluffy powder face brush. You don't want to go too heavy-handed on this because it is a foundation. It's not just a powder, so it can start to look cakey really, really fast.
When nobody wants to fool with you.
And then I started to notice that because of that foundation, it kind of made my face a little bit darker than my neck. So I went in with my Avon Ideal Flawless Pressed Powder in the shade Fawn. Okay, so now we are going to move on to eyes. And I'm going to start off with this e.l.f. crease brush. Now I'm going into my Naked 3 palette, and I'm going to pick up the color Limit. And I'm just going to kind of buff this into my crease. And now I'm taking this crease brush right here by Avon, and I'm going to pick up the color Strange. And I'm going to use that to kind of blend out the edges of that crease shade that I just laid down.
Ain't it fun? Baby, now you're one of us. Ain't it fun? Ain't it fun?
And now I'm going to take this shader brush right here by e.l.f. And I'm going to pick up the color Dust. And I'm just going to lay that down all over the lid. And I did forget to prime. Make sure you prime. You're going to want to do that on Valentine's Day. And then I'm going to go into the shade Buzz with that same brush and then just lay it down over top of that first color that we laid down. And I'm going to focus it a little bit more on the outer corner. Now I'm just kind of blending out the edges a little bit more. And since I didn't prime, some of the lid shade got kind of blended away. So now I'm going to take the double-ended brush that comes with the palette, and I'm going to go back into Dust and just kind of intensify it on the inner corner a little bit more. And then I'm going to take Buzz again with the other side of that brush and then intensify it on the outer corner a little bit more. And now we can move on to that smoky liner. I'm using this little itty bitty brush by Coastal Scents. And I'm going to pick up the color Black Heart. And I'm just going to kind of create a little wing and kind of smoke it out. And this process is a long process, but basically what I did is I picked up some color and I laid it down on the eye, and then I used a different brush to kind of smoke it out a little bit. And then I went back in with more product, smoked it out a little bit, and I just went back and forth until I got the intensity that I liked. Then I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of the color Dust and intensify that a little bit more.
Where you from? You might be the one who's running things.
And next I'm going to go in with my Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Exit. And I'm going to use that to line my waterline just to make it a little bit more open, a little bit more awake looking.
So what are you gonna do when the world don't orbit around you?
I'm just going to use that brush to kind of wipe away some of the fallout. And then I'm going to go in with my Elle Professional Eyeliner brush in the shade Blackheart. And I'm just going to smoke that out on the lower lash line. Now I'm going to go into my Champagne Glow palette, and I'm going to pick up some Pearl, and I'm going to use that to highlight my inner corner and my brow bone. Now for mascara, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Better Than Sex, as per usual. And then for brows, I'm going to be using my Elle Instant Brow Lift in the shade Neutral Brown. Okay, so now I can move on and finish up the face, and I'm going to go back into this Avon pressed powder that I used earlier. I'm going to be using that to contour.
If it don't hurt now, but just wait a while. Another big fish in the pond, no more. You were what they're feeding on, so what are you gonna do when the...
And now I'm going to use this big fluffy powder face brush by Bare Minerals to kind of bronze up the rest of my face. I'm going to use it to diffuse my contour a little bit.
When the world don't orbit around you. Ain't it fun?
And then for blush, I'm going to be using this one right here by Colourpop in the shade Tasty. It's actually technically a highlighter, but I use it as a blush. to be using this little homemade fan brush right here for my highlight. And I believe I'm using Pearl, also from the same Champagne Glow palette by Becca. Now I'm using this big fluffy powder brush by Coastal Scents to kind of blend everything together, kind of diffuse it out a little bit. And then for lips, I'm going to be using this Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Solow. And that right here finishes this look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked it.
Where you from? You might be the one who's running things. Well, you can ring anybody's bell and get what you want. You see, it's easy to ignore trouble when you're living in a bubble. So what are you gonna do?